You know, I gotta do it again. I gotta get him again. I gotta do it. I gotta get him. I gotta do it. I gotta get him. Listen, I gotta. This dude they gotta take him back to the asylum because he can't help himself. CFWB, God, so-called God, self-proclaimed God, fake God. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? This dude has some type of live stream or whatever talking about Caitlin Clark faked an injury to avoid the All Star game. Excuse me? Like, are you an idiot? Like, really, are you an idiot? The All Star game that was the fucking uncompetitive as shit. You think, and it was in Indiana. You think she would skip something that she knows her fans couldn't wait to see? She knows she gets to, show something for her town that might not come back in years. She doesn't know the next time it's coming. This is coming to Indiana, but you thought she was going to skip it because of some fear of what? When has she done that? Did she skip tournaments when she was in college? Did she skip in high school? Does she duck competition in high school? Does she duck competition in the league? She doesn't skip games. You don't see her skipping games that she doesn't need to play. Or does she even games that she doesn't need to play? She doesn't skip, and she doesn't skip games that she needs to show up in. You don't see her just like, I'm hurt and I'm falling on the ground. You don't see her doing shit like that. She played all her games in high school and college, ducking no smoke, and a retarded nigga like you out here talking about she's skipping on the All Star game. That is once again non-competitive. The fuck are you talking about? Why would she be scared of a 3-point contest? Uh, for what? She's having a slump, and she's still going to keep shooting. That's what she does. She doesn't give a shit about y'all on here talking shit. Oh, look, she's having. Look what she's doing. Oh no, she's 1 for 27. Oh look, 1 for 28. Oh, 1 for 29. Out here giggling and having fun, thinking you're doing something. Like you're not doing nothing. At the end of the day, regardless of her, first of all, the slump is coming from her playing through this groin injury and these lower extremity injuries. So that's messing up her mechanics. But she understands that her team needs her. Now, dummy like you and the other dummies like you on the internet that like to skew narratives to make yourselves feel better. Um, you go on here and you think that you could just go in there and just say, "Oh, she just 1 for 27 because she just asked now." Like, no, she's playing through a fucking injury in the first place. So she's trying to force something she needs to let herself sit down and heal. But the problem with that is that her team's going to struggle to win games that they need to win. So that's what compelled her to play through these injuries regardless of her bad play. So and that should be respected. But that's not what y'all want to do. Y'all want to do the opposite of that, and you want to go out here and talk wheezy because you're jealous. Because other players aren't doing that. The Midwestern white girl's doing that, and your play is just whatever, forgettable. Doesn't move the needle. Don't make people, you know, in other countries want to get up and watch them play. Like, doesn't make any record noise. Doesn't make any. Isn't a ground game changer. Isn't ground breaking. They're not. Your player's not doing none of that. So that's why you're mad. That's why you're on here talking greasy. That's why you're on here being two faced. That's why you're on here acting like a hoe. Because your player, I don't know what your player is. Because you're out here changing your mind every fucking 2 seconds. One moment you're out here talking about I don't know who the fuck, random players that ain't nobody ever heard of. Now they're gonna be the new face. That doesn't even make any sense. You talking about a player coming from overseas that's like 30 something years old talking about they're gonna change the league. That don't even make no fucking sense, you idiot. When does that ever happen in any sport where somebody comes in at the age of 30 or damn near 30 playing overseas to come to play in the best, what should be considered the best league, professional league, and shake anything up? That's not no person that of that age's kind of game. That's a young person's game. And if you were really that good, you wouldn't be overseas. So you're naming all these overseas players and saying they're going to be this and that. Like, why are they overseas? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. If they were that good and they were better than Caitlin Clark, all these players are better than Caitlin Clark. They should be having highlights better than Caitlin Clark. They should be going viral like Caitlin Clark. They should have been going viral before Caitlin Clark was ever thought of. Because you had several years of players that could have gone viral. All right, the internet didn't just start in 2024 with that with Caitlin Clark uh, crazy tournament year. All right, it's been around for a good minute now, and none of these other girls are being able to figure out a way to make anything pop. And there's several clips on the internet of all these players, WNBA players, begging fans to watch them play and looking for a way to try to grow the league, not being able to figure it out. And guess what? Now somebody's come in that has moved the needle and made it possible for women basketball to get attention. Made the conversation about women's basketball a legitimate conversation. She's not just seen as like, oh, she's like a women's basketball player, so like whatever. Like it's like, no, 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 no. Well, yeah, it's Caitlin Clark. All right, and Caitlin Clark is not somebody that's out here taking shortcuts. Just and go out here, you know, stat padding in games like that. You don't see her in like games where she's losing, running around, looking to get little easy layups and stuff like that. No, she plays her game with the respectful way. She plays through all the adversity that they throw towards her, and she plays the game to make her team and her teammates better. Okay, she's trying to uplift. That's why she's a franchise player. She's trying to lift her team and carry her team on her back. The franchise on her back. She's literally carrying the team, franchise, the league on her back. You out here talking about she's gonna skip some fucking All Star game that nobody's gonna give a fuck about ever, especially with her not being in it. If she could play the Connecticut bum ass son, who she probably in the back of her head already. She already knows they're probably gonna try to hurt her. They don't poke her out in the eyes. They don't knock her to the ground. They don't did all this dirty shit. And you think if she didn't skip that, what makes you think she was gonna she would just decide just to skip the 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 fucking All Star game? She did not skip that. She didn't have a choice. She like, look, I'm actually injured. She was grabbing at I think the inside of her thigh. So sitting there and saying some shit like she's faking injury, you're a bitch. It's weird because it's like it's easy. I guess it's cool to like do this to her, but like if you do this towards any other woman's athlete, that's gonna be like a hell no. Everyone's gonna look at you like, oh, why would you talk about this player like that? Why are you talking about this woman like that? Why would you do that? But I guess because the Midwestern white girls out here just getting to be the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? From day one. So I guess you think y'all can talk like that, and that she's not like a regular person. Like you just make up rumors about her and just say nasty things, and that's just cool. So like I said, you're a bitch. You're a nut. Like you're out your mind. you need to check into an asylum. You know, um, I don't know what's good with you, man. Um, yeah, this is for people who might listen to his stuff, and you can't get in the comments and nothing like that because he's always keeping it locked up. But he wants to talk shit. This is for y'all to get in and let me know what y'all think about this dude who's a fucking a herb, a bozo, a dummy, an idiot, all that. Let me know what you think about this dude and the antics and the way these guys try to fence it and talk about Caitlin Clark and disparage her and then try to run back later on and be like, oh, I'm a fan of women's basketball. That's why I'm listening to Caitlin Clark. I'm a fan of basketball. Fuck out of here.